In this heartwarming tale, Sally faces harsh criticism and false accusations at her job, but a chance encounter with a homeless man leads to unexpected joy and a surprising twist that changes her life forever. You won't want to miss this undercover millionaire's incredible journey. Job and criticism. Sally had been a dishwasher for 2 months and had quickly become accustomed to the restaurant's routine. This job required long hours and an increased burden on days when the restaurant hosted celebrations. The only thing she couldn't get used to was the owner's fiancé's constant criticism. She despised Sally from the start and did everything she could to make the dishwasher feel uneasy. Monica accused Sally of stealing from the cash register. The owner, Jonathan Parker, inherited the restaurant from his father, who had recently retired and was enjoying a successful career in business. Nevertheless, Ben Parker, Jonathan's father, worked tirelessly to ensure that his sole heir had everything he needed, despite the fact that Jonathan had achieved his goal. One day, Jonathan came to Mr. Parker for advice, saying, "Dad, I can't figure out why the restaurant is losing money. Moreover, someone has been stealing money from the cash register. Monica says it's the new dishwasher, Sally." Jonathan didn't give much attention to it, but the elderly businessman, Ben Parker, observed everything and asked his son to attend the annual Forum of Restaurant Owners in New York, despite all the problems the restaurant was facing. Ben also requested that Jonathan's fiancée oversee the operation of the restaurant while he was gone. Monica established very strict rules in the restaurant. Now the waiters had to give most of their tips at the end of the day, and she cut the money allocated for ingredient purchases in half, which meant a reduction in the quality of the food. Unexpected help. The homeless man who changed Sally's life. One evening, Sally took a bag of waste outside, but as she approached the trash can, she came face to face with an elderly homeless man who asked her for some food. Sally looked pitifully on the homeless man and shook her head. Sadness and disappointment immediately filled the man's eyes. The dishwasher thought for a moment and then bought him food and paid for it herself. Having finished his meal, he took the tray and headed for the back room. At that moment, Monica came outside accompanied by a handsome young waiter, unaware of the homeless man's presence. They were making out. Meanwhile, the waiter asked Monica for some cash, which Monica denied, stating that Jonathan had already noticed that someone took cash out of the register. "I'm going to blame it on the dishwasher, Sally," she said, "but that won't solve it. The problem is that he should have fired her a long time ago." Monica's answer to the homeless man was so surprising that he accidentally dropped the tray, which fell down with a loud noise, thus revealing his presence. Monica immediately turned her head and saw the homeless man in front of her. Monica also fired Sally and insulted her. The homeless man gave Sally his kind words and claimed to solve her problems, but at that time, Sally didn't pay much attention to the man's words and forgot about them in a couple of minutes. Of course, Sally didn't know that the homeless man wasn't joking and was determined to solve her problem. The next morning, the elderly man came into the restaurant manager's office, and it turned out that he was Mr. Ben, the real owner of the restaurant. He kicked Monica out of his office and out of Jonathan's life, too. A happy ending. When Sally found out that she could go back to work at the restaurant, her joy knew no bounds. She couldn't have known that the homeless man she had met by the trash would turn out to be the owner of the restaurant. But that isn't all. Mr. Ben Parker took the responsibility of her son's medical treatment. When Jonathan Parker got back from his trip, the young people became friends and realized that they enjoyed each other's company. About 6 months later, Sally and Jonathan got married, and their son Billy danced at their wedding. As for Ben Parker, he's delighted that his son found family happiness, which turned out to have been waiting for him in the restaurant's back room, and not in some nightclub. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.